Hey again, everybody. It's me, Adam Chapnick, with the Security Token Academy. We are here in Los Angeles at CIS 2019, and we are here with friend of the show and returning champion, Ami Ben David. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're here talking about some controversial, perhaps, topic. Everybody's going to get to hear in a minute, but we're going to get a preview, I hope, right now. What sort of wisdom are you going to drop on everybody?
So I have a presentation that I'm doing on the main stage soon called Long the Bankers. And it's a little bit controversial because the crypto people are always talking about long Bitcoin and short the bankers.
Right.
And taking the intermediaries out and so on.
Yes.
But I'm talking about security tokens. That's my expertise. And digital securities, security tokens. And this is a market with potential that is much bigger than the crypto market potential. And it's more boring. It's securities. It's
and it's more boring.
Yeah, it's more boring. So, and the big money in this environment is not with the crowdfunding. It's not with those people who, in the crypto days, got excited about something that can go up and down. It's about more stable investors, and the big money, the big capital, the trillions of dollars, are managed by the institutional investors, institutional investor community.
Yes.
And who's in the way to the institutional investor community? That's the banks. So I'm talking about specifically investment banks,
sure.
And about broker dealers and people like that. And I think that for digital securities ecosystem to grow, we need them at the heart of this movement rather than being pushed away.
Well, we at the Security Token Academy are very pro that message. So, and I don't know if I mentioned that you have sort of very OG credit in the community with Spice VC and sort of have tokenizing that fund early. So when you say something, it comes with some gravitas. I just want to point that out to everybody. Okay, so given that you're long the bankers, I know you're in another fairly new endeavor. You want to tell us what that is?
Yes, I've been working on a project called Ownera. It started actually here in this conference 6 months ago, and I presented the concept as an idea. And it evolved into a project, a foundation that we're now starting. And the idea behind Ownera is to build a new blockchain, new network blockchain for security token, designed for institutional investors, for bankers, and for people like that. So we can actually reach the scale.
How so? What makes it particular to bankers? What does it consist of? So
it's what I would call institutional grade. So Ethereum is not institutional grade. No. Bankers will not use that. So what we're using, we're building it on top of something called Hyperledger Fabric.
Yep.
But Hyperledger Fabric is usually used for private network, but we're actually turning it around and making it into a public network.
Huh. Okay.
Yes. It includes everything you need for doing security token out of the box. So the privacy is there, regulation compliance is there, everything is already there. So as building blocks of security, but it has one other critical element. And that critical element is that the tokens on Ownera carry their value with them.
Huh.
Unlike other security tokens.
So does that mean no wallet? Is that what that means?
No, what it means is security tokens today are only a trading element, but the value that they represent is outside the blockchain.
Oh, I see, yes.
It's completely off-chain.
Sure.
So you can be trading tokens from one hand to another, okay? But the value is on somebody's website, which can be changed. It's not immutable. Nobody checks it, and so on. So there's a problem here where practically every issuer can say whatever they want. There's not enough scrutiny, and it's very, very hard to find information. So if token starts to move from one end to the other, the 10th person trying to find the token is going to have a hard time finding out what is the value that they're buying.
Very interesting.
Imagine you bought Bitcoin and the value of the Bitcoin was on some document in somebody's servers. You didn't buy Bitcoin.
Right.
Bitcoin is self-contained value.
Yes.
We want to do the same for security tokens. So we invented a concept called KYA. KYA is know your asset.
Know your asset.
The same way that KYC, know your client, is the identity of a person, KYA is know your asset is the identity of the asset. And with KYA, you have all the documents relating to all the legal documents relating to the asset, explaining what the asset is, what the rights of the token holders here. All of this is being packaged and added to the token, incorporated into the token, so it goes with the token on the blockchain. It's immutable. Nobody can change it. Nobody can play with it.
Right.
And as a token buyer, you can look at it and see exactly, what you're buying. That's the first layer. The second layer is where the bankers come in. because we think that it's not enough to have just the information, it needs to be verified. Can you do your own KYC? Can you say, I'm not a thief? You can't. Somebody external needs to look at it.
Yeah.
In the same way, when you're doing KYA and you're saying things about your asset, we want to have underwriters look at the asset and verify it. And
would it be fair to say that that would be CYA for KYA?
Might be, yes. So in a
I
way,
had this, that's necessary.
Now you have
All right,
copyright on that.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So in a way, the nodes on Ownera are called underwriting nodes.
Okay.
And what they do is they bring up assets that they actually believe in. They do the KYA for them. They trust them. So let's say you have a big bank, which is an underwriting node on Ownera, taking a big asset, uploading it, verifying the KYA. So a user buying the token, doesn't matter where, when, at what time of day or night,
right.
they can look at it and they can see two things. First, a big bank looked at it and approved it.
Yep, that's...
And two, here's the full information that nobody can mess with all the legal signature that give me rights.
Wow.
So they can be reassured that it's theirs in the value. And that's institutional grade.
It is, and it's funny, the best ideas always seem so intuitive and so, oh, I can't believe that doesn't already exist. And that's what this sounds like. So that's, I'd say, a good sign. So what's the roadmap for this? What's happening with it, with Ownera?
So we're now building, we're now doing some technology, basically, because, as I said, originally, Hyperledger Fabric was built for private networks.
Yeah.
So we're now expanding it to be a public network. We're putting up token support in it. We're making the KYA in part that is incorporated into the token itself on the chain. All of this is the work that we're doing now. But we have an advantage. We're not starting from scratch. Hyperledger is a big platform.
Yeah.
Nodes that want to use it can get a Hyperledger server from IBM or Microsoft or Google or Amazon. So it's very institutional grade. So we gain a lot of traction by choosing a good foundation, but there's still a lot to build.
Wow, okay, and when do you imagine this might actually become first adopted?
So we are able to show a first test proof of concept today.
Oh, okay, today.
Today.
That's
and
soon?
yeah, because 6 months ago we put up the idea. It's time to show that it can be done.
Very exciting.
Very, very initial proof of concept. I would say testnet, real nodes, 6 months.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for sharing with us all of this exciting news. You'll have to come back and let us know how it's going.
I will.
Thank you, Ami.
Thank you very much.